And so, welcome to my BMW K100. So here she is, my BMW K100. That's all I know. I don't know if it's an LT, an RT, an RS, a C, no idea. But here it is. Now, I seen one of these on eBay, and it was just a frame with two engines. I'm like, what? And it went for £600. I was like, oh, did a bit of research. Found them and thought, God, they're an ugly bike. Ugly, but they're old. 1984 is when this one was made anyway. And then I started doing a bit of research and I see what people do to them. And I'm like, oh my God, I love it. I absolutely love it. So that was then my quest to find a K100. Now this was on eBay and I was winning it for £107. I didn't pay £107. I paid more than that. And spoke to the guy and he said, look, it isn't going to go for that much money. And removed the eBay listing. So I was chatting to him and I was at £300. But I think in my head, because I'd planned to pay about £300 for this bike on eBay, it was like, well, that's what I want to buy one for. And he said 500, and I'm like, no way. Then I start looking even more, and I find some more. Find some up north that are cheaper, but like it's just an engine in a frame. There's nothing else for like 200 quid, and I'm like, yeah, fair enough. I slept on it. I woke up, and I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I'll be gutted if I don't buy one. So in my head, I kind of think, oh, they're going to disappear off the face of the earth, but they're not. There's going to be more out there, and this is mine. And although it looks like an absolute piece of shit, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. So it doesn't run. Bought as a non-runner, but we did go there. Met a lovely guy. I can't remember your name, and I'm really sorry because I know you're going to be watching these videos. And we got it firing on brake cleaner. The engine sounds really nice on brake cleaner. So the guy who owned it basically fitted the battery the wrong way around. Didn't run after that, but it also wasn't running before that because the battery was flat. So we're not sure if it's to do with the battery terminals going on the wrong way. Not entirely sure. I do know it's had a new fuel pump fitted because that wasn't working, and supposedly still isn't working now. So we're yet to check that. That will be in the next video. As long as I don't have any phone difficulties, I'll record it straight after this because I'm really excited to see what's wrong with it and get some parts ordered for it. Now, the reason I sort of fell in love with the K100 by looking at it is this is a car engine on its side. I'm not joking. It's pretty much a car engine. When they were developing this bike, they took I think it's a 104. They took the engine out of like a 1 litre Peugeot and just put on its side and yeah, it worked. So this is the crankshaft and over there is the camshafts on the other side. And the engine is firing like this. And it just amazes me that it's essentially a car engine. Now, because it's on its side and the intake's on top, you can't have carburetors because if you had them facing downwards, all the fuel's going to just leak into it. So they essentially took the fuel system out of, I believe, like an E30 and went, yeah, let's fit that to it. So this is an injected bike. Now, I wanted to get rid of the ZZR and I wanted to buy something newer and injected. So I definitely bought something older and injected. And it just fascinates me. I think I've grown a passion in the last week for these bikes by doing all this research and just Googling stuff and seeing what you can do to it. And like, yeah, someone's messed around with this bike and it doesn't look the greatest. And yeah, but I like CCMs and I want a CCM. I wanted a CCM, but I can't justify the £8,000 for a used one. So with this, I can make it how I want it. When you go CCM and you order a new one, if it's more than £8,000, you're speccing it to how you want it. I want this colour, I want these wheels, and I want this. Now, I'm limited with parts, obviously, because of the age of it and what you can actually do with it. But you can get, like, the yoke up here that fits R6 forks, GSXR forks. There's loads of stuff you can do to them. Cutting the back end off, different seat frame. There's loads of stuff you can do. One, obviously, is budget dependent, and I haven't got a very big budget. So I have got a friend who is a welder, and he's like, mate, we'll make all this stuff, it's fine. And I really appreciate it, because I may go down that route, but I also wanted to make it how I want to make it myself. I want to go, I did that. So you can see it in its glory now, if you like. It's more a rat bike at the moment. And I was worried about these side trims here because they're screwed in, and I'm like, oh God, how's that done? But they're not. Someone's actually thought about it and used some clips. So I'm happy with that. That was a real bonus. I think it's done just under 60,000 miles, and in about a month's time it becomes MOT and tax exempt. I'm still going to get MOT because I want to make sure it's right. This isn't going to be a week and it's done. This is like some of the stuff we buy and we fix it in a week and amazing. This is going to be a long-term project. I've cleared out what was a man cave. It's more of a workshop now, to be able to put parts of the bike in there, clean it, paint it, do research. You know, it's had the forks it's had loads of work done to it, even though it's in this sort of state. It's shaft driven. It's got an actual gearbox, and I've flicked up and down the gears, and it feels so like just in my foot like that. The ZZR, it's all right. Whereas this, it's like you can physically feel it's going into gear. I do know they get hot. It's got an engine ECU. It's the brake line goes through the middle of the yoke, like through the headstock, and comes out the bottom. And yeah, I'm almost like fangirling about a bike here. Shaft driven. I need to check the shaft down here. It's been rebuilt recently, but I need to check it's been greased because it's got a bit of grease on there. But like, I can do this silver, I can do this black, I can do the whole thing black, I can leave this. So I get to do what I want with it. Clean it. Like I say, it's not going to be a quick flip. It's not going to be a quick bike to just turn around and it's gone. I actually like the bike. I feel like I have a passion for the bike. But need to get it running, which will be in the next video. And then we can, once we know it runs and it's idling and everything's fine, then yes, that's when the strip down will occur and everything will be on camera. Not like the Hyosung on the XR125 where we were doing a challenge and it wasn't really about the repairing of the bikes, it was about what we were going to do with them. We know that video, that series was cut short, mainly because I was like, I need one of these. But we want to see how that goes, because it could be that we do that separately, we do more challenges. It depends on how the feedback comes back and how people watch it and what we gain from that and what the viewers, you guys want. But right now, this is me. I'm being selfish. This is what I want to do. And if anyone has any advice for any of this stuff, please do comment and let me know, because I know there's people out there that know their stuff about these bikes. I am just reading online and absorbing what I can absorb about these bikes. And I think they're, yeah, I'm happy. I've paid money for the bike, but I'm really happy. It's really weird. Like, it's got rubber in the yoke up here, and there's a bit of play. It just, the way they did stuff, I'm like, why? Why did you, what? This is mad. So yeah, I can't wait to strip it down and clean it and paint stuff. And I want the gearbox to be black, I think, and I want the shaft bit to be black, I think. I'm not sure. I know I need some K1 rear wheel. I need a bigger shock. If I'm going to stay with this style of frame, cut here and spin around, or am I going to get Dean to make a seat base? And I don't know. I'm just going to run with how I feel, what I'm doing at the time. But definitely, I've bought, if you watched the previous video, I've bought the jack for the bike lifter because it hasn't got a centre stand anymore. It's only got the side stand. That needs sorting. That is horrendous. It's like a suicide stand. So as soon as you lift the bike up, it flicks down. So that will come in handy so I can have it up. If you leave these bikes on the side stand for too long because of the way the engine is orientated, oil gets into the cylinders and it smokes beyond start. So what I'm going to do now is grab the camera, if it's still recording, and we'll just walk around the bike quickly. And that'll be it until I find out what's wrong with the bike. So here she is in all her glory. You can see this is the bottom of the engine, and then you've got the cam cover. If I do this with it, can you see it's like a car engine? Which I think, honestly, I'm in awe with the fact that it's like a car engine. I think that's amazing. You've got your intake up here going into the airbox. We need to do something with that, whether we put, because it's got a massive airflow meter in there, which you'll see in another video. This is what I mean about the front. Look, comes through here in the stem. What? Why? That's mad. I don't know if it's a thing they did in the 1980s. I've got no idea, but it comes down here, goes through there. I think it's mad. It's got clock. It's like a car instrument panel. It's got a gear indicator. It's got the choke, which is mad. It's got a choke on an injected bike. I think that's more of a fast idle for it. You've got your Brembo rear brakes, you've got your Brembo front brakes, you've got your shaft, you've got your wheel speed sensors, digital. It's got the engine ECU. It's got some weird light. Look at the exhaust that someone's made. I mean, it's even got baffles in it. That's mad. Like, that's not the style I'm going for, but yeah, they even put a handle here, so when it goes in the centre stand, which isn't fitted to this one because someone's removed it, when you grab hold of that and it helps you lift it up. The key is, it had a BM badge on it, and when you used to stick it in where the ignition barrel used to be, you put the key in and it would show, like, it's just, honestly, I'm in awe with it. And you've got the lovely BM badge in there. Like, how cool does that look? And if you don't think it's cool, then fine. I think it's amazing. It's got some weird graphics on the tank. It's got some aftermarket indicators on there, of course, but like the brackets for the headlight and all, like, I can reuse some of this stuff if I clean it up. Obviously, we're going to go completely different. We want different clocks, which means we need to buy an M unit that translates all of this stuff that it gets and puts into another one. And look how big the filler is on it. Like, it's mad. And then, like, the seat's only held in with a few clips as well, so that just comes off. And then we've got a little wiring here that's got, like, stuff messed around with, and like, it's going to be some good content, and it's going to be, for me anyway, it's going to be fun. Sorry about it if you don't think it's going to be fun, but yeah, I think that's about it. I'm just happy I've got one. I can't believe that, they did this back in the day. So that was the introduction to my K100. If you're interested in it, or you've got information on it, our email address is in the comments below. Right now, we're probably a bit further on because we're working behind a little bit with Lee's project, the 125 challenge, like just other bits we're doing. So yeah, I'm going to find out what's wrong with it. You'll see in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and yeah, thank you.